Well, guys, I have some more news for you for New World. So, the next patch has finally been posted on the forums, and I have all the details for you. It is going to be 1.3.2. It is coming out tomorrow. The downtime is going to be tonight in the middle of the night for pretty much every place in the world that is relevant for this. And it's not a very big patch. I assume just like last month, they are more focused on the PTR than they are on these little patches. I think that might just be the new norm at this point. So this one's mainly going to be bug fixes, but I will say that they did fix some pretty significant bugs. Maybe one bug in particular, the wording was very vague, but maybe the movement bug, just to name one real fast. Maybe, we'll have to see. They were extremely vague, but some of the other ones, very important fixes that they have done. So let me go ahead and pop up the Downtime Post. So this is the Downtime Post. This is Luxandra saying, we'll be holding downtime tomorrow at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. It is at 8 a.m. for Europe and 11 p.m. tonight for people on the West Coast, United States, whatever. Pacific time? Yeah, Pacific time. I can never remember that for some reason. It is on a time zone. It's update 1.3.2. Downtime is slated to last about 2 hours. And then they link to this, which is the actual patch notes. So I was already looking at these to save you some time. New World Update 1.3.2. Let's see. This week's update includes a few fixes and changes for the endgame, alongside some additional updates. Endgame updates and fixes. Fixed an issue where the unlock messaging was inconsistent on higher mutator difficulties. This one doesn't really matter at all. It's a nice fix, but whatever. 1 to 5 difficulties, you only need a silver rank to go to the next mutators. But starting from 6th and higher, you need gold rank to go to the next mutator level. If you did not know that, well, now you know that, and apparently the messaging now in-game is more clear to make sure that you understand that when trying to move up through the ranks of mutators. Also, they fixed some meaningless issue where equipment could not be upgraded while storage was open if there were umbral shards in storage, which, sure, that's cool. Not really a big deal, though, at all, but I guess we will take those. Then we have this, which is the Absolute Terror item second Keen perk was replaced with the Refreshing perk. If you were using that item, it matters. For the other 90% of us, it doesn't matter at all. But that has been fixed now or changed. Now, the one that I really hope is the movement bug, but we just don't know until after it goes live. Fixed an issue that could cause players in PvP to enter a state where their movement speed was incorrectly adjusted for long periods of time. Now, I am hoping so much that this is the movement speed bug that especially tanks have to deal with in wars in particular. I don't know, maybe it can happen in OPR too. I'm not entirely sure. I think it can. I think it was caused actually. The rumor on the streets was that it was caused by dying while rooted from an ice mage. And then when you come back, the route is permanent and you can only move by dodging. And there were tricks you could use to get around it, like going to place a siege weapon, and then while you have the schematic out, you can move normally, and once you put it away, you can't move again. So hopefully that was fixed. There was also a movement bug to make people go faster than normal, which I almost want to say that's what they fixed, because usually they fix the fun bugs first, and the bugs that make your life suck, they usually ignore forever. So we'll have to see if it's the movement bug, the important movement bug, or the one that makes people move faster. Although I think they already fixed the one that makes people move faster. So let's hope this is the bad one that's affecting tanks and stuff. The next thing is they fixed an issue where the same player could be listed multiple times on the War/Invasion roster list. Now, most of you never had to deal with this because most of you aren't dealing with rosters and stuff. But I will say that for anyone who has had to deal with war rosters during this issue, like this issue's been around since the January patch came out. Anyone who has had to deal with this issue, this has been one of the top 5 worst bugs to ever happen in this game. It was the biggest nightmare known to man. We had to have people leave unsign up, sign up again. We had people try logging off, logging on, trying to figure out which of the 2 signups was the real one. If you put the wrong one on, it could bug the whole thing out. It was an absolute nightmare, and they let it go on for like 2 weeks or whatever, and it was absolute hell. So I am very glad that that is fixed. There's some other issue I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but I know there's some other issue in the same kind of ballpark that I guess they haven't fixed, and I'll have to try to remember what that is some other time, but whatever. So still, though, I'll take that. We'll take that, because that was unbelievably annoying. And then the last one here is that new Hatchet exploit has been fixed. So if you guys didn't know, there was a new Hatchet exploit that people were using that was making them do absurd amounts of damage again. Not as bad as last time, but still really insane. I think they could hit almost 4,000 damage with just basic left clicks pretty consistently using a certain perk that has suddenly been broken when they changed things in the last patch. So the fix for it is they fixed an issue where the On Fire passive was providing an escalating damage boost to critical hits, and they also fixed an issue where the On Fire passive was not triggering a guaranteed critical hit on every third attack. They also fixed an issue where damage over time damage was resetting the hits of the accumulating power passive, preventing it from being consistently triggered. So if you were using a Hatchet, your life is now going to return to normal. You are no longer going to be needed as badly in wars for the exploit. If you're needed in wars, it's because they actually need a Hatchet guy, not an exploiter. Now, I know not everybody was exploiting, obviously, and a lot of you guys, that doesn't really make sense what I just said, but there were wars on my server where people were slotting people who use Hatchets specifically because they knew there was an exploit. Although I still am suspicious, and I was talking to someone recently, that I am very, very suspicious that there's a similar exploit going on with the spear, because I have seen instances of people using spears and doing unbelievable, ungodly amounts of damage compared to the other guys using spears, and I am not sure if they just know some secret or if there's actually some kind of exploit, because as a healer, I've had people hit me with spears all the time in wars, and most people with spears left-click me for 2,000 to 3,000 damage, but I have recently been dealing with people, mainly just one or two guys, that I am suspicious there's an exploit because they get on me and they're left-clicking for anywhere from 3,500 to 4,800 damage with just basic left-clicks, and I'm very, very, very suspicious that there's some similar exploit for spear, but that is entirely speculation at this point. Maybe there's just some kind of secret that they're doing, or maybe they have 625 gear score and my 600 gear score, maybe it makes that much of a difference and they're just the first guys with 625. I can't say anything definitive about it yet, but I am very, very suspicious. So that's everything that is in the patch notes for 1.3.2. It's a really small patch, but some of those changes are very significant, especially if that movement bug is gone. Now, I know that doesn't affect a good 80% of the player base at least, because about 80 to 90% of the player base doesn't even get slotted for wars, which is unfortunate. And they did say in the future they might add a casual war system for people, which will be really nice. Would breathe new life into the game, hopefully bring some people back to play since our numbers are decreasing fast. That and PvP arenas would be really nice, so let's hope that they add more stuff for the PvP players now that they've added some PvE things. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that is everything they're working on. If there's a PTR update, I will let you guys know. I've been waiting and waiting all day. I have not seen any updates for the PTR yet, so maybe tomorrow there will be one, or maybe tonight after I go to bed. Whenever I see it, I will make another video about what changed on the PTR and what changes they've added to that, because my assumption is at this point they are full focused on the PTR, and any of these patches we get until the end of February are just going to be small little bug fix patches like this, because literally, I would assume 80 to 90% of their team is completely focused on the PTR and all the big changes coming in that. I honestly can't wait for those patch notes because it's a bug fix month, so hopefully the next patch notes for the PTR will have a lot of good stuff in it. We'll have to wait and see. But now you know what's up. Now you know what's going on with 1.3.2 or the downtime tonight if you're looking this up, because downtime's happening right now. This is what to expect. Those are the changes. That's what they mean. That's the relevance to each of them and where they fit into the game. And yeah, now you know what's going on with New World 1.3.2.